Wow, that light is bright. So we're back again today for another fun video. The last video was kind of more of a fitting scenario, talking about iron shaft weight and kind of what we might look at in terms of fitting someone into an iron shaft weight. And today's going to be a bit more of a fun one. So we're going to be looking at doing an extreme driver shaft comparison. Now, this is off the back of I did an extreme iron shaft comparison. So if you haven't seen that, I'll link that in the description below. Go and take a watch of that. So that essentially was putting kind of a really lightweight regular, a kind of mid-weight stiff, and then a heavier extra stiff iron shaft, all head to head. And exactly what I'm going to do today. I'm going to put maybe 4 driver shafts head to head. I haven't even thought about which ones I'm going to use yet, to be honest, and haven't hit them head to head. So this is completely off the fly. Yeah, it's going to be a good, another fun, just interesting video really. So let's take a dive back, and I'll see what shafts I'm going to pick off the wall. Okay, so we've got quite a lot to choose from. So I'm going to try and pick out 4 shafts, different weights, different flexes, different kind of bend profiles to give us just an extreme driver shaft test, basically. So we've got a few new additions up here. So the new C6 red, well, that in a 40 gram A flex. So again, the red being the softer profile, softer tip, kind of higher launch, higher spin kind of vibes. That kind of profile, pretty soft throughout really, especially in a 40 gram A flex. Then we'll go Fujikura Vista Pro 55 regular, so stepping up from a 40A to a 55 reg. Now the Vista Pro kind of reasonably soft handle section, quite firm in the middle section and pretty soft down in the tip section. So this is kind of like a flighted series of shafts. So as they get heavier and stiffer, they get stiffer in profile. So kind of, again, designed to lower launch, lower spin vibes in the heavier, stiffer kind of shaft, and then higher launch, higher spin in the lighter, softer shafts. So this 55 gram regular is still kind of designed to be a little bit more of an active profile. Again, kick up the launch and spin a little bit. And from there, I'm going to go into, let's go the old trusty Vista Blue. So we'll drop down the 6X and we'll go 6S. So going from a 55 regular into the 60 gram stiff. I think this is just playing a bit smidge over 60 grams, but in the blue, which is kind of the mid-launch, mid-spin profile, obviously a little bit softer in the handle, kind of very stiff in the tip, slightly heavier, slightly stiffer. And then let's go right up into a big boy, the new Acura TZ5 70 M5. So 70 gram play-in, extra stiff, TZ5 being obviously the very stiff tip kind of model in the TZ line, kind of those low launch, low spin kind of vibes. So run down, we've got the C6 red 40 gram A flex, then the Fujikura Vista Pro 55 regular flex, Vista Blue 60 stiff, and then the Acura TZ5 70 M5. So it's going to be another interesting test. Right, so jumping straight into it with the C6 red, first up, 40 gram A flex. So it's actually 46 gram raw uncut. So it's again low 40s kind of weight. This is, I mean, it just it feels like, let's see if we can actually see this kind of moving as I mean, yeah, fishing rod comes to mind. It's so soft. Head I'm going to be using is my gamer at the minute, which is the Cobra LTD XLS. It's a 9-degree head turned down to 8, so that's going to be the same throughout every shaft, so the head staying identical. All the shafts are exactly the same length, playing 45 inches. This one is swing weighting at D0. So on this hole, we got the flag at 344, so I'm definitely not really expecting to get there, but it's kind of a bit more of a cut shape kind of hole really, so it's the opposite for me. I would kind of, so I'm actually aiming down towards the green side bunker on the right and just going to go at it basically. If it leaks a little bit, you're fine. If you kind of turn it over a little bit, you're fine. It's a great hole for me, this, for driver. So yeah, any downside to this is it literally feels like it's going to snap, I'll be honest. Like, it feels just insanely soft. Right, so let's see how my driving is post-COVID. Whoa, that's gone leaky. leaky high right. Was not the best strike. 285 carry, it's not bad. But yeah, not particularly good, not particularly good strike that. I mean, yeah, this certainly straight away I can feel it's just going to be, it's going to be hard to control. So I didn't touch on the format of this. Again, this is not a fitting scenario video because there's no way I'm going to fit myself into a 40 gram senior flex shaft. It's just stupid. In fact, the reason that I'm hitting it's probably quite stupid, but hey, I like doing stupid stuff. Yeah, it's going to be more of that strictly numbers kind of, so I'm going to hit 20 shots with each shaft, and I'm going to try and take out the 10 worst shots, leaving the 10 best shots. Again, to kind of just see how these shafts would actually react against each other if they were on kind of a robot. Not that I'm going to be a robot in 10 shots, but just give you an idea of how the product performs with a similar delivery. If I can give you a similar delivery, I'm not entirely sure about that, but I shall try my best. It's a little bit of a cut, but better. Hit that path, hit the path. Again, it's a good carry, like actually was quite decent. The numbers are actually good. 12 launch, 2300 backspin, tiny bit out of the heel, 145 efficiency, so 166 ball speed from 114, 115 club speed. You know, I'd take that shot every day of the week. Could be close. That could be close. That could be perfect. Don't bounce in the rough. Don't. So if that would have kicked, off the fairway, right out the middle. Look at that, actually, to be fair. That's fantastic. 145 efficiency, 13 launch, 2000 backspin, 168 ball speed, 306 carry. I mean, we are taking those numbers every day of the week. So yeah, 40 gram senior, straight in the bag, along with my Catalyst 50 gram 5.5s or whatever they were. What a drive that is. I mean, that's literally on the flag. Just needed to bounce 3 yards more right. Not bad, actually. I thought I was going to go a bit left, but hit the path. Hit the path. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Easy up and down there. Easy up and down. It actually doesn't feel that bad, I'll be honest. Like throughout this, obviously when you pick it up and you give it a little waggle, it feels like it's going to snap in half, but actually, you swing it, it's not actually too bad. Just tends to want to leak a little bit on me, but again, I don't mind that. Hit the path again, third time in a row. Oh, close. It's close. Get right. Keep cutting. Go on. First one on the green. 330 yards. Like it, like it. 7 revs of left to it. Again, those numbers are like, look at that. 167 ball speed, 143 efficiency, 13 launch, 2100 backspin, dead straight ball flight, 301 carry. Ain't grumbling about that, are you? The miss of this just seems so wild. Like the couple of swings that didn't actually feel that bad. One ended up like 40 yards left, and then that's 35 yards right, which might not be off the planet, but so it didn't really feel like a bad swing, and it's kind of just. So I feel with this, it definitely is just not stable enough to keep that face just secure for impact. Not when you're swinging kind of 117, 118 sort of speed. Which again, I shouldn't even really be hitting a 40 gram senior with that sort of speed, but these are the things I love to do. Such a miss hit. Such a miss hit. It's gone straight though. Hit the path. That's why I just love this Cobra head. So heely. It's carried 290 yards, 6 yards offline. Love it. Right, I'm gonna hit one more. Gonna hit one more, see if we can get another one on the green. So this is shot 16 with this. And actually, the dispersion's not bad. It's just like every now and again, there's a random one that just didn't really feel like much of a bad swing, and it just goes very far offline. Just a lot of movement going on in this shaft through impact, which is not what we want. And again, it's a little bit of a miss hit, but I'd take that as a miss hit all day long. Super straight, gonna be 290, 295 carry. Even the numbers are actually still pretty solid, to be fair. Yeah, a tiny bit heely. 12, 13 launch, 24 backspin, 143 efficiency, 166 ball speed. Not bad, considering you would think swinging at those kind of speeds between 116 and 119, 40 gram senior, you'd think just wouldn't keep it on the planet. Yeah, not bad. Right, so that's I hit 16 with the C640A. Now we're just jumping straight up into the big boy, the Acura TZ570 M5. So complete opposite end of the spectrum, really. Tip stiff, kind of designed for your aggressive swingers, aggressive loaders to kind of manage the launch and spin, but still feel quite nice. But straight away, obviously picking it up. It's gone from D0 to just over D3, so it's just over 3 swing weights difference there. It actually doesn't really feel any heavier in the head. Again, similar to the iron weight shaft video I just did. When you have really lightweight shaft, typically it just makes the head feel heavier, so it almost makes it feel like the swing weight's heavier, even though it's not. But now I can just feel much more weight throughout the shaft. It feels much more even, obviously just ridiculously more stable, just, yeah. Different ballpark really, so let's jump in and see what this does. It's even just having a 2-minute break just gets stiff, definitely getting old. I mean, it just feels like a barge pole now compared to that that 40A. It's like it's got no movement in it at all. All right, see how this first one goes. Actually didn't feel like a great strike, to be honest, but I mean, absolutely dead straight at 300 carry on the dot, 14.4 launch, 2100 backspin, 300 carry, was slightly heely, very good face to path. I mean, yeah, taking that every day of the week. And again, it actually didn't feel, it felt quite nice for impact, I'd say that, it's for a 70 gram extra stiff, they do a great job, Acura, of making very nice feeling shafts. You can obviously feel the weight there, you can feel the stability there, but it actually doesn't feel a crazy amount of work. Better, again, slightly left. Still left green side bunker, we'll take it. Certainly seems to have been dropping that spin a little bit, kind of sub 2000s now. In strike was decent face to path. Again, we look at that face to path, I mean, it's like, it's not that bad, and it's 27 yards left of target. Again, for me, I'm always aiming down the right on a hole like this and just seeing where it goes, but. Wow. It's insane how different it is for me when I go into something soft and something very stiff. The 40 gram A just wanted to kind of, for the most part, I turned a couple, but for the most part, probably be able to see up on the dispersion map, I'll show you at the end, there's just a cluster of red dots right just down that slight right side. And bearing in mind I'm probably aiming down the right anyway, and straight away the Acura, everything down the left. I think there's one kind of straight, I think it might have been the first one I hit, and after that, everything is left. Just heavy for me is not good in driver. Don't get on with it at all. He says as he spanks one down the middle. Yep, take that one. It's the same in any fitting scenario though. If you're a decent player, you can hit anything well. You can. You make a good swing, it'll be a good shot. It's how consistently do we feel that that club provides you with the opportunity to make a good swing. Me, whenever I get anything too heavy, I feel like it's just a lot of work. I feel like I've got to pull hard on it, just get a little bit more out of shape. I just want to feel like I can let the club do what it wants to do and don't have to put a lot of work, a lot of effort into it. Okay, that's fine. Take that one every day of the week. Big carry. Big carry. The strike was good. Hit the path. Hit that path. Oh, yes. Again, that path might skew the results a little bit in terms of total. I have to look at carry only. It was toey, but high toe bomber down the middle. Look at that. Go on, baby. Oh, yes. We like that. Again, that technically, like that launch and that spin is obviously not the shaft, it's not the head. It's just come from where I struck it in the face, high toe. The launch was at 14, spin at 1800. Nice high draw. I mean, the amazing thing out of that is the efficiency was still 144, which is super efficient from not a particularly great strike. Again, that actually really didn't feel that bad, but left. I mean, I'll tell you that, out on the course, but 14 launch, 1925 spin. Yeah, I mean, that was a struggle, to be honest with you. I kind of didn't really enjoy that much, which is consistent with everything I've seen throughout every shaft, it's iron shaft, driver shafts. For me, weight, yeah, don't love it. Right, so that's the Acrotese 570 extra stiff done. Again, yeah, struggled. Be interesting to see the numbers obviously at the end. This isn't really a fitting video, but it's always interesting to do and see from my perspective. So now jumping into the Vista Pro 55 regular. So, I mean, this is probably more my weight, I'd say, kind of around that 50 sort of mid 50 grams, kind of, I kind of like, yeah, that 50 to 55 sort of grams, pretty good. I mean, I've been playing the Ventus Black 5X in the Cobra, which I actually really like. I think it's kind of 57, 58, and cut down kind of mid 50s in an X. It feels really nice. The weight feels great. So in theory, this might be more my weight, but again, straight away, you pick it up, it feels nowhere near as soft as the kind of C6 Red, but still there's a lot of play in it. So maybe a touch soft, but interesting to see how I get on with the weight. So kind of at the end, we're going to have a go at carrying that bunker, aren't we? I don't know what it is, maybe 320, 330, something like that. So that would be certainly an interesting one to try and carry. They're a bit of fun. Super toey, and that's actually done very well. Left greenside bunker, I'll be taking that all day long from that strike, because that was rubbish. High toe, 1400 backspin, and the result actually was not terrible. Again, as soon as I swung that, I just felt that just load in my backswing, which I definitely think threw me off a little bit. Again, it might take a little bit of adjusting, I suppose, to this. That's pretty nice. Bounce on the fairway. Oh, yes, there we go. Rolling on down there, 332. Oh, baby. And that felt maybe a touch high on the face. Yeah, 3 mil high, 13.4 launch, 1945 backspin. Straight down there, 305 carry. We like it. We like it. That felt very good. Very nice indeed. Mad, isn't it, how this feels better to me, the 55 gram regular than the 70 gram extra stiff. Again, that's just me. Again, It's good. We like it. Doing your carry, rolling down to the front edge. I mean, that's just instantly puts me more at ease. I don't know why. Like, I just don't feel like I have to put that much effort into it. My lower back's quite arched, so I really tend to get like that, which is not good. And that's what I feel like I have to kind of do when I put on it when I've got more weight. This just feels very comfortable. Again, straight away, that's actually 3 that are right down there, just front left edge of the green, just on the green. First 3, yeah, it's just so much better. That is interesting. Very interesting. So this is typically what I would see more from a softer profile shaft. A lot of people think that softer shafts will kick more and therefore they'll go left. Me personally, I don't find that. And I don't actually find that in a lot of fits either. I find the softer the shaft, the more it will go right. The stiffer the shaft, the easier it is to turn it over or hit it left. Just staying with you more. I feel like this is just loading too much and it's kind of maybe throwing my timing off just a little bit, kind of getting a bit underneath it. I feel like the club's getting a bit behind me. Just, yeah, it's not quite gelling. I mean, the weight feels good. It's just not quite stable enough for me, I wouldn't say this. Again, that is absolutely terrible. Certainly get away with the terrible ones with this, don't I? Awful strike. That's going to be super high toe. Yeah. Super high toe. So you need to maybe start finding the middle a little bit if I want to get some good data. Off the top, but that has gone. Again, front left edge of the green. We're going to take it. Strike pattern is probably the worst with this one, I'd say. Actually, it wasn't bad with the C6 red, or it wasn't that bad with the Accurate either. But the dispersion's probably been the best with this one. I mean, there's been a couple obviously big high right, but there's a massive gathering down that front left edge. Oh, strike, that was so good. Just left it a little open. Again, I'll take that on course. Easy chip over. It's been spiked a little bit. It was a good strike, a little bit too much loft. Yeah, so that was, again, not bad. Better, felt better than the Accurate, actually performed better than the Accurate for me. Felt a little bit more stable than the C640A. So yeah, getting more in the right ballpark. Obviously, the Vista Blue 6S is probably going to be the best out of these for me. I think you probably already knew that. I probably could have told you that, but I'll put the pressure on now, haven't I? Let's have a look. Right, so 50 shots in. My back's starting to hurt a little bit, I'm not going to lie. Moving into the Vista Blue 6S. So now this is for me probably going to be, again, more of my weight range and probably more of my feel range as well. I'd imagine I have everything in this little selection. So I'm putting the pressure on for this to be a good set. Show you the first one. Really put the pressure on. But yeah, I'll do what I've done with all of the other tests so far, all the other strictly numbers. So I'll show you it without deleting any, the numbers without deleting any, and then I'll obviously delete any bad ones, any kind of bad strikes, big lefts, big rights, which obviously change the numbers a lot. So yeah, see how they stack up against each other. So again, yeah, this definitely feels a lot more sturdy in the tip, a little bit more weight down there in the head. Just kind of feels like it's got less kick in it, to be fair, but still just a little bit. It feels all right, to be honest. Feels all right. That is a big high right. And the slowest swing speed so far. It's a good start, that. It's a good start. Wow, that was just awful. I don't know what happened there. That was just really weird. Yeah, like 3,000 backspin. This is a good example of not the club. Me. There's no way this will spin at 3,000. Sometimes in fitting scenarios you pick up something and someone will go, oh, that spins loads that. And I'm like, well, no, it's just kind of, you left the face open, which delivered a little bit more loft, and that obviously increased launch, increased spin, lost your distance. A lot more variables in this. Oh my days, that's two awful ones to start. Again, got away with that one. Yeah, if that's my awful one, I'm taking that every day of the week. 325 yards in the green side left bunker. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. So I'm going to admit I've been changing my swing a little bit. Trying to fire the hips through a little bit more. Definitely have got rid of the lefts, but yeah, I can't be doing that, I'm afraid, because that's skewing the results massively. Like 3,800 low heel strike, 253 carry. That's not what we're after, to be honest. Oh, I just don't swing like that. Way better. Interesting that my swing speed's dropped down quite a bit, kind of down into 114 now. We started at kind of 116, 117, 118, even saw one at 119 with the lighter shaft. Down at 114. Even the launch and spin's less optimal than what I've seen. 11.4, 2300. Might get that spin up a little bit more, launch up a little bit more than that, if we could. That definitely got the launch up. It's just me hitting it right off the top of the head. Yeah, I reckon we can carry that bunker later. Put my shaft in it, crank it down to 7.5, hit like 10 up on it. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But this so far has been the worst. So yeah, there you go. Shows you pretty much what I know about my golf. That's a bit more like it. Just relax. Swing speed jumped up. Efficiency jumped up. 170 ball speed. Perfect numbers. Oh, God. I hate this game a little bit. There's a little bit of a miss hit, but I'm going to take that as a miss hit every day of the week. Get on that green. Get on the green. We're taking it as a green. Again, not the best strike, a little bit low heel, but great numbers. Great numbers still. It's amazing how that kind of swing speed's jumped up a touch just from me feeling like I'm trying to drop it just inside a little bit. Look how much difference it's made to like the shots as well. So much better. Tiny little feels, eh? Tiny little feels can make such a huge difference. Everything's just gotten so much better. That's not great. He says it's absolutely dead straight. 290 carry. Again, didn't really gel with that well, to be honest with you, but I'm feeling quite tired, I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, let's look at some numbers. Okay, so numbers time. Unfortunately, I'm doing this after I've just done my challenge of trying to drive the green. And it almost killed me, to be fair. Like, I'm dead. So if I can muster up the energy to do this. So the numbers behind me are 0 deleted, like none. One thing that actually does jump out to me straight away, probably because it's yellow and it's easy to see, but is that little dispersion circle of the 70X. I think front to back, it was actually really good. I mean, everything was just left, so as long as I aim down the right, I'd be fine. Like, it'd be good. So yeah, 0 shots deleted from this. So you can see I probably did struggle with the Vista Blue 6S a little bit more because the ball speed's down. But I mean, the average of the others, 167, 167, 167, it's like super close, to be fair. And even the standard deviation of ball speed was the tightest with the 70X. So, you know, maybe in the data there's something there for that. But anyway, so launch, 13, 12, 13, 13. So actually we did see the kind of 70X bring that launch down a touch at 12.3. But the others were all quite similar. I mean, 13.3, 13.1, 12.9. So really not much to pick them apart, to be honest. Again, standard deviations are all pretty similar with those. Slightly tight with the 70X, but not much. I'm moving into the spin. 22, 2000, 2023. So again, the 70X 2000 matching the 55 regular at 2000. 40 gram A flex kind of popping up a tiny bit at 2.2. 200 revs, like, again, nothing really. And then the Ventus Blue 6S at 23, which again was far more me. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when we kind of take the data and kind of really shrink it down into the good shots. So I mean, the carry for the three were really quite tight again. 296, 299, 297, then a drop off at 288 with the Ventus Blue 6S. I think I was definitely just getting a bit tired towards the end of that kind of set as well. So I did struggle a little bit. So it'll be interesting again to see what happens when we shrink those down. But again, realistically, you'd say for my swing speed, 40 gram A like should launch and spin mad. Actually, it's really not that bad at all. Ball speed's as good. Actually, I felt like the strike was decent. I obviously wouldn't game it, but it wasn't terrible. Carry 296. I mean, yeah, right. Let's delete some of these shots. Right, so back with, just deleted any wild ones. So generally, if there's any miles offline, I'll delete. If I see any really high or low spinners, I'll delete, because that's obviously based on strike and kind of just my swing, not so much how the actual shaft is reacting throughout the swing. So we can now see the ball speed just close up, 167, 55R, borderline 168. So that's kind of maybe winning on ball speed. Launch, again, like 13, 13, 12, 3, 12, 6. So kind of looking at, yeah, maybe slightly lower launch with the 70X and the 60S, and a little higher, 13 and 13.3 with the 50 reg and the 40A. But again, it's 1 degree from lowest launch to highest launch is 1 degree. Backspin, and we do see kind of 400 revs separating the 55 regular and the 40 gram A. Now again, that for me was probably just more strike. I was definitely striking it, I think, a little bit higher on the 55 reg, I believe. We'll see in a minute. But yeah, I mean, 21 in the 70X, 2000 in the 55, and then 2200 in the 60 stiff. So again, all kind of higgledy-piggledy, I guess. The 40 gram A did launch and spin the most, but probably nowhere near as much as you may imagine at 13.3 and 2400s. It's actually okay, it's not bad. Again, like the launch conditions in the 70X, to be fair, 12.5 and 21, quite like that, like the Ventus Blue. But again, for me, it's going to come down to consistency. Again, this is not a fitting video. I probably wouldn't play any of those, to be honest with you. But and then carry kind of gets a bit closer. Average 301, 302, 296, 297. So again, actually, like data-wise, 55 hours, killing it, really. Most ball speed, good launch, good backspin, good carry. But I think it was probably the worst dispersion. Even with it deleted, there's still a couple left. So let's just turn it over a bit more, maybe. Hence, that's maybe why we got a little bit less spin. Turning it over, maybe a little bit less delivered loft. So yeah, that's that data. I'll have a quick look at the club data, but again, it's much tighter than you'd imagine, I'd expect, for a test of that extremity, going from a high launch, high spin, 40 gram A-flex to a 70 gram tip stiff, extra stiff kind of shaft. I mean, you probably would expect a lot more than that, but, you know, it's just interesting to see the numbers, isn't it? It's certainly not a fitting scenario. Like I said, there's no way I'd game a 40 gram A or a 55 reg, because I didn't really have control over it, but it's interesting to see. Okay, let's dive into the club data. So swing speed, again, really not much in it, was there? 116, 115 and a half, 116.7, 116.2. So I actually swung the 55 regular the quickest again, showing that, well, the data was good, but that dispersion just wasn't great. Efficiency, again, 144, 144, 144, 145, marginally, very marginally better with the 70X. But again, swing speed, not really anything in it. So the lighter shaft, I didn't really swing faster. The heavier stiffer, I didn't really swing slower. It's kind of all fairly similar. I mean, you could say there's 1 mile an hour in it, but it's really not going to set the world alight doing that, is it? So now, a lot of the other shaft theory that we would kind of go on would be the softer shaft kind of going into lead deflection more at impact, so kicking more, hence why in theory the softer tip should see it kick more and add loft at impact, which is what creates obviously that high launch and high spin kind of conditions. And we also might see it droop more as well, like I said, on the iron one softer shaft, possibly droop a little bit more, changing the dynamic lie. So, I mean, if we look at the dynamic loft, it was higher with the 40 gram A, but 17.3 compared to 16.8 with the 70 gram extra SIF. So between those two, there's half a degree of delivered loft different, and then 16.6, 16.8 with the others. So the lowest delivered loft was with the 55 gram regular, highest with the 40 gram A. But again, in reality, I mean, you could call it 17, 17, 17, 17, 16 and a half. I mean, not enough in it, nothing in it really, to be honest. Dynamic lie, I mean, the Vista Blue and the Acra TZ5 is pretty much the same, 5.1 toe up. And then we did definitely see about a degree-ish more droop. So the softer shafts were drooping a little bit more at impact, as we'd expect. But again, it's 1 degree, very marginal. Face angle, oh, good, eh, to be fair. I mean, 0, with 0, 0.5, 0.2, 0.8. Take a path, neutral, 0.5, 0.6, 0.5, 1.2. See me getting slightly more inside as we went, as I just kind of started to drop the club in behind me a little bit more, which is me, it wasn't the club. And then attack of 6, 7, 7, 7. I mean, yeah. Again, in theory, with it kind of maybe going into more lead deflection, which we're not actually seeing based on the dynamic loft numbers, you'd expect maybe the angle of attack to get more up with the softer shafts, kicking more, therefore getting it to travel more up through impact. Again, didn't see that at all, really. Yeah. Again, very similar to the iron shaft test. It's not really, there's a little bit in it, but it's definitely nowhere near as much as you would expect from me swinging at, you know, the 116, 117 kind of range with a 40 gram A flex and a 55 gram regular flex. And it's just, so this is what I mean about, if you're going for like a shaft fitting and the fitter's going, oh, this shaft's going to create loads more spin, or the shaft's spinning way too much for you, it's just, it's not the case. Shafts just don't spin. Like, they are very important. I'm definitely not saying shafts are not important. They're very important. They can create the timing, to create the strike, the delivery, everything about what creates the shot, but it just doesn't really change launch and spin much. But they're very important, so get fit. Cool, so now time for the challenge, which I've already done. I'm going to edit in after, so now I can go home. It's good, please the missus. Yeah, enjoy this, because it's fun. Okay, so end challenge, it's about between 320 and 325 carry over the bunker. Obviously, it kind of goes diagonally that way, so the more right you go, the bigger the carry becomes. But on line with the pin, it's just about 320 carry. So I've got my shaft back in there, Ventus Black 5X, playing 45.5. Got the loft turned all the way down to 7.5, which I wouldn't in a normal gaming kind of scenario. And I've taken one of the weights out of the head, only the 3 gram weight, just to make the head weight a little bit lighter, see if we can't get a little bit more club head speed. Right, comment. Can I get that carry? Can I make it? Can I land it on the green? Can I get it to pin high? I'm tired, I'm not going to lie. Oh, that's toey. Draw. Draw. 310 carry. I mean, yeah, this is going to be a challenge. I'm not going to lie. I'm really not sure I can do this, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know. I mean, that's not bad numbers. 14 launch, 22 backspin, 120 club, 170 ball. I don't know if I've got much more than that in the tank today, to be honest with you. That needs to draw. Go. Go. Tell you what, if that was 6, 7 yards more left, I reckon that would have been close. It's that 316 carry. Oh, that could be good. That's a bit high on the face, low spin. Ah, it's just turning. It's just turning. About 320 carry, but it's the perks of just catching it a little high on the face. That spin drops down. 1500, but still 170 ball speed. 320 carry. That's so high on the face, but I mean, that's actually quite a good carry, isn't it? I mean, that's a long carry. Oh, I had the carry. Had the carry. Just needed to be like 322 carry. Just needed to be a little bit more left. Oh, that could be the perfect drop kick. Tell you what, go. Go! Oh, what a line that was on. What a line that was on. Just needed another 6-7 yards more carry. Oh. Oh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get much more than that. 173 ball speed, 14 launch, sub 2000 spin. I think that's about what I got in the tank, to be honest with you. Oh, draw, keep drawing. Actually, stop drawing. Go, go. Oh, man. Oh, just a perfect line. 14 launch, 17 backspin, 172 ball speed, 314 carry. Ah. I think that's probably going to be all she wrote, to be honest with you, but I just can't quite get there. And that was a good strike. 120 club, 172 ball, big slinging draw, just aiming down that right, trying to just sling it back. Oh, that's so good. I just didn't quite turn it enough. I bet that's going to have the carry, you watch. Nope. Just not there today, I'm afraid. It's just not there. I need to find that extra 5-6 mile an hour ball speed, which I just can't do. I can't find the swing speed. Cannot find the swing speed today. For whatever reason. All right. A couple more. Oh, I tell you what, that's so low spin. It's going to be a decent carry, I reckon. Yeah, 320 carry. It's the exact kind of strike and shot I need. 319, slightly high on the face. 172 ball speed. It's exactly what I need, but I need it on perfect line. And that perfect line. Oh, it's such a good strike. It's just a high fade. Needed to turn it, hit the path, go on for me. Oh, yes. 338 yards. What's the carry on that one? 307. I mean, I just ain't got it. Ain't got it today. That was work. And unfortunately for me, I haven't looked at the numbers yet, so now I'll go back and look at the numbers. Oh, well, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed me making an absolute of myself at the end there, which is always fun. But yeah, another just fun video, interesting to see the numbers, which I haven't seen yet, so I hope they're interesting. And tune in for the next one. I'll see you again soon.